Bhagavad Gita as it is. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It's late. It's almost 12:30 at night. And I still have one round left. But I really want to hear a verse or two from Bhagavad Gita. So, here we go. This is text 56, chapter 2. Duḥkheṣv anudvigna-manāḥ, sukheṣu vigata-spṛhaḥ, vīta-rāga-bhaya-krodhaḥ, sthita-dhīr, munir ucyate. One who is not disturbed in spite of the threefold miseries, who is not elated when there is happiness, who is free from attachment, fear, anger, is called a sage of steady mind. Prabhupada's purport. The word muni means one who can agitate his mind in various ways for mental speculation without coming to a factual conclusion. It is said that every muni has a different angle of vision, and unless a muni differs from other munis, he cannot be called a muni in the strict sense of the term. Nāsau munir yasya mataṁ binnam. But a sthita-dhī-muni, as mentioned herein by the Lord, is different from an ordinary muni. The sthita-dhī-muni is always in Krishna consciousness, for he has exhausted all his business of creative speculation. He has surpassed the stage of mental speculations and has come to the conclusion that Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, or Vāsudeva, is everything. He is called a muni fixed in mind. Such a fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries, for he accepts all miseries as the mercy of the Lord, thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds. And he sees that his miseries, by the grace of the Lord, are minimized to the lowest. Similarly, when he's happy, he gives credit to the Lord, thinking himself unworthy of the happiness. He realizes that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable condition and able to render better service to the Lord. And for the service of the Lord, he's always daring and active and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. Attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification, and detachment is the absence of such sensual attachment. But one fixed in Krishna consciousness has neither attachment nor detachment, because his life is dedicated to the service of the Lord. Consequently, he's not at all angry, even when his attempts are unsuccessful. A Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. Attachment and detachment. Hare Krishna. But one fixed in Krishna consciousness is neither attached nor detached, because his life is dedicated to the service of the Lord. Consequently, he's not at all angry, even when his attempts are unsuccessful. A Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. Attachment and detachment. Hare Krishna. But one fixed in Krishna consciousness is neither attached nor detached, because his life is dedicated to the service of the Lord. He's not attracted. He doesn't have attraction for material things, and he doesn't have aversion either. Because everything is engaged in serving Krishna. Text 57. I'm not familiar with the Sanskrit. It looks a little awkward for me to try to recite. So the English is, he who is without attachment, who does not rejoice when he obtains good, nor lament when he obtains evil, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Prabhupada's purport, there is always some upheaval in the material world, which may be good or evil. One who is not agitated by such material upheavals, who is unaffected by good and evil, is to be understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one is in the material world, there is always the possibility of good and evil, because this world is full of duality. But one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness is not affected by good and evil, because he is simply concerned with Krishna, who is all good absolute. Such consciousness in Krishna situates one in a perfect transcendental position called, technically, samadhi. So this purport in this verse is really appropriate for the present times. So many people who are trying to practice Krishna consciousness are caught up in the mood of evil things going on in the world. The vaccines and the viruses and the government involvement and so much stuff going on. But one who is not agitated by these material upheavals, who's unaffected by good or evil, is understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one is in the material world, there is always the possibility of good and evil, because the world is full of duality. Fixed in Krishna consciousness, one is not affected by good and evil, because he is simply concerned with Krishna, who is all good, absolute. Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, yes, yes, yes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, but let's go on to more advanced stuff. This is so, I know all of this already. This is all elementary. I know. Really? With Arjuna, there's one verse in there where he says, I never tire of your ambrosial words. Krishna,